Goals, priorities, expectations. Goals, priorities, expectations. Goals, expectations, and...
Hi, my name is Mladen and I work as a product manager on Top 11.
Hi, my name is Aleksandar and I am a producer on the same game, Top 11.
My main responsibility as product manager is to determine what we will make.
And my main responsibility as a producer is to determine how our team will deliver it.
Being product manager, my main goal is to deliver engaging experience for our players across the world. I am leading feature development and collaborating closely with other team members to enhance players' experience.
And as a producer, I make sure we deliver on time and with high quality. I collaborate with product manager and other stakeholders from the team in order to create a plan with clear goals, identify risks and dependencies, and continuously refine the plan in order for future to come to life.
Within my everyday work, I am analyzing market trends, collecting players' feedback, and continually improving game performance to ensure that players are feeling engaged and satisfied.
I have always been interested in natural sciences and computers, and making video games was one of my big dreams. That led me to enroll in the Faculty of Electrical Engineering in Belgrade, where I got my master's degree. During my studies, I have joined several game-making courses, competitions and challenges.
I'd say that my path to product management was a series of fortunate events. My interests varied from computer sciences to economics. But one thing was for sure, I enjoyed creating new things and solving problems. Graduating at Faculty of Organizational Sciences, I had a chance to study both IT and business subjects. Designing software and building businesses was equally interesting to me. So I started thinking, how can I merge these two?
Shortly before finishing my studies, I heard about Nordios, its amazing culture, and of course about Top 11, globally super successful product made right here in Serbia. I have applied for the job and started my journey as a QA engineer.
I started solving real business challenges by creating digital products, and next several years I spent working across several different industries with a goal to learn as much as possible about product management. On top of that, I was passionate about games. I wondered how they're made and what makes players so engaged. When the opportunity at Nordios came, it seemed like a great way to apply my passion for the business and building products on the title that is loved by a million people around the world.
I have immediately learned that the QA engineer role at Nordios is very wide. Besides testing and coding, it assumes taking care of quality throughout the whole development process, identifying risks and dependencies early and proactively, and working with relevant stakeholders on creating release strategy. As you can see, this already sounds a bit like a producer role. I worked as a QA engineer for 8.5 years, focusing more and more on organizational aspects of work and optimizing team processes. Eventually, I have decided to keep doing it from the position specifically crafted for it, and that is the role of a producer.
Product managers in gaming industry faces many different challenges during the day, but out of all, they're mostly related to the game design, market analysis, monetization and players' engagement. We work closely with the game developers and designers to conceptualize and define core game features, mechanics and design overall. We must ensure that the game aligns with our user preferences and meet our company strategic goals.
One of the primary challenges for a producer is to establish a solid foundation for the project from the start. This involves mitigating risks, resolving uncertainties, and creating a reliable plan to guide the team throughout development. This task is particularly challenging when dealing with interdependent teams and disciplines, under the pressure of strict deadlines, where missing them means obviously significant costs. In the gaming industry, features evolve dynamically throughout development, undergoing exploration, prototyping, and design refinement. It is the producer's responsibility to ensure sufficient time and resources for this iterative process, all of that while keeping project on track to meet its deadline.
Understanding the market and our players' need is essential for making the right decisions. That's why we're doing thorough analysis of our market trends, competitors, and our players' behaviors and needs. All this helps us make informed decisions about game positioning and features.
Another challenge comes from working on a game that is live and has many live operations daily. It often brings challenges where you need to react very quickly. It may be a time-limited marketing opportunity or detected bug live in production that needs to be handled. It may require, and usually does require, reprioritization, replanning, making sure all risks are tackled, and making sure all relevant stakeholders are aware of all the decisions we are proceeding with.
Finally, but maybe the greatest challenge of all is defining the right monetization model. We need to strike the right balance between enjoyable players' experience and right monetization strategies, such as in-app purchases, microtransactions, subscriptions, and advertisements. Product manager is responsible for the overall vision and the strategy for the game, considering various factors such as players' needs, monetization, and market trends.
And producer executes on that vision, which involves a lot of planning and scheduling. Together, we ensure a shared understanding and alignment regarding team goals, priorities, and expectations.
Producer also helps product manager to turn an idea into a product by having overview of all people, timelines, and abilities, which later helps product manager to define priorities.
Inside of my team, as a producer, I collaborate with literally all the roles. And I have the most intensive collaboration with product manager, engineering manager, tech lead, and game designer. Those are the key roles that help me get necessary information in order to build a plan.
As a product manager, I closely collaborate with producer, engineering manager, game designer, and business analyst. These four roles help me shape ideas into product features.
I collaborate with several groups of people. With producers from other teams, we work on planning together and on sharing knowledge and experience. With my colleagues from marketing team, I work a lot on resolving dependencies and creating release plans together. I'm collaborating with all people managers and directors, like technical director, creative director, art director, etc. Together we are finding those win-win situations where people are working on things that will help their personal development and their whole discipline to grow.
Apart from the people on the team, I'm closely collaborating with the game lead and other product managers. Together, we are building product vision and aligning on what features we are building next for our players.
Producers are also working with game lead, who has primary accountability for the whole product in order to better understand high-level goals and business vision.
First, compared to the rest of the IT industry, gaming has a very player-centric approach. We need to have a deep understanding of players' psychology and their preferences to create engaging experience. Second, the entertainment industry, especially gaming, moves very quickly. As a product manager, you need to be comfortable to constantly experiment and quickly react to players' needs and market trends.
In video games development, we don't know in advance what exactly we should make in order to make our users happy and product successful. It's not straightforward like creating perfect design on the paper and then just implementing it. We need to prototype, iterate, play test, and adapt along the way. And that's where magic happens. Game producers should have an understanding of game development technologies and processes, as it helps them in engaging with development team.
Finally, games are often treated as live services rather than one-time products. This requires continuous updates, new releases, and live operations to maintain players' retention and engagement.